Hello, 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 and welcome to today's episode of Her Version. This podcast is dedicated to sharing stories of struggle and triumph, a platform that allows individuals to tell their truth in order to inspire and uplift others. For those of you that are new to this podcast and like content like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you follow, like, and share. I am your host, Sabrina Victoria. Let's jump right in. I always love it when I see my guests jamming in the background. It's just the best. Thank you for joining us today for this episode of Her Version. The Her Version platform is built on storytelling and the understanding that many times our greatest learning experiences come from listening to other people's stories. Today, I am speaking with an amazing woman named Galit. Galit is a serial entrepreneur who dominates her industry. She is the co-founder of Everyday Woman, a 25-year broker slash owner of commercial professionals. She is a paid professional speaker. She coaches women to seven figures, is the author of Successful Woman's Mindset, founder of Everyday Woman TV, and received the award for Entrepreneur of the Year from Silver State Awards. Now, don't think that all of this was handed to Galit. From the age of 7 to 13, she struggled with speaking. She had lost her voice and was enrolled in speaking therapy and had to strain her voice to speak. As she grew up, she ended up in a male-dominated industry and has been dismissed dozens of times. The obstacles that she has overcome in her personal and business life could have deterred her from progressing, but she never let up. Galit is here today to talk about dominating in an industry despite any setbacks that come your way. Welcome, lady.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm starting to recognize in this era of women kind of finding their power in their, late 30s, 40s, 50s, or what have you.
Yeah.
And there's individuals like yourself and myself who are, shouting different ways of doing things, different ways of thinking. Um, do you think that with our push, we'll be able to hit women at a younger age where they don't have to fumble around until their late 30s? Or do you think that that's kind of, you're not able to really grasp that until that age?
Well, the goal is for them to grasp it younger. That's
Yeah.
the goal. I
Yeah.
believe with the technology that we have today, that so many women, and I know so many of them, can choose to and continue to be a positive role model and motivate those younger generations. And I'm seeing it. So I'm going to use commercial real estate for an example. Okay, Sabrina, I've been involved in an international organization for years called Commercial Real Estate Women Crew. And they have chapters all over the world. And we have one here in Vegas. And there are younger women coming to the luncheons now that want to learn about the field. And these women that are my age and even a little bit older are out there saying, I want to mentor you. And so I mentor women. I've been mentoring women and men, by the way, my entire career. And I think that it will make a difference in the different professions. I think the biggest challenge is, as women in male-dominated industries, we must, and I'm going to say must because I'm going to go there, we must mentor the younger generations. So I'm a volunteer at the university here that I'm like, hey guys, put me to work. And they have a real estate degree, a bachelor's in real estate. So it's just one example. But if you're an engineer, if you're a scientist, if you're there's so many male-dominated industries, lawyers, whatever it might be, I think that we almost owe it to our legacy and to the younger generation to show them that there are women out there that are willing to have their back, because just makes it easier. And by the way, there are great male mentors out there as well for women. I've experienced them and I know other people that have, but I'm specifically speaking about women because we're on her version.
Yes. I totally get that. That makes sense. Yeah, I appreciate everything you're saying. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Um, I want to talk for a little bit about belief systems. We were kind of touched on how we're doing our best to push the age a little bit younger as to, you know, personal development and kind of understanding mental health and emotional health earlier than I did or you did. One of the issues that I dealt with a lot all the way through until I was 30 probably, is disempowering beliefs, believing something, being told from either my parents or my religion or my peers or society to do something a certain way, to believe something that was true or not true. One of the ones that, hit me, that I really clung on to, was that women can't be successful, only men can be successful. Only men have to make more money than the woman. And this was something that I clung on to, like I said, until my early 30s. And anything other than that kind of scared me. It didn't seem like it was possible, even though at that time there was so many women, even at that point, that were succeeding, that
Yeah.
were stepping into their own on their own with no help from a man. Do you have, through your journey, do you have or did you have any disempowering beliefs that you kind of had to change as you got older?
I talk a lot about limited beliefs, which is really the same thing. And I've even taught classes on how to overcome them. There's a great thing online if you Google 7 steps to overcoming a limited belief. It's not mine. It's just something I share in my presentations. I highly recommend it. It's a beautiful model. Limited belief or disempowering belief. Well, I'm human. I've probably had many, many, many of them in my life. I think as women, we're probably really tough on ourselves. And so when I look back, I was for years a self-professed perfectionist. And I think maybe my disempowering belief was maybe perfection. You got to be perfect. Everything has to be perfect. And perfect doesn't exist. And striving for it is impossible. So for me, the one that I've like, bam, baseball batted out of the field is definitely perfection. Just let it go, guys. I'm going to I'm going to make a fool out of myself. I'm going to mess up. I get paid to speak and I still mess up. So when you let go of perfection, man, the world opens up for you. It's like a playground of fun.
Yes.
And I think the other one probably is caring what other people think. Oh my God, I'm so over that. Like if you don't like me, I don't really care. Yeah. But when we're younger, we want everybody to like us and we're people pleasers. And I just am not everyone's cup of tea. And I've accepted that and I'm good with that. And I'm loved by so many people around me for exactly who I am, which please, if you're not, find those people because you will be loved for who you are. I promise you.
Yeah. I love that you're saying that 100%. Well, listen, we have so many people here hanging out with us, chilling, listening. We're almost at an hour and they're hanging on to every word and appreciating everything you're saying. Obviously, they're resonating with your words and your story and your journey you've been on. So I kind of want to ask, what is your business? What do you do for all the humans?
Ooh, so I have a few businesses, as Sabrina mentioned. I have the commercial real estate business that I've been broker owner of for 25 years. And we manage, lease, sell multi-million-dollar in commercial real estate properties. I now, because I've been doing it so long, I'm getting into development and also, of course, investing myself. I'm really excited about a project I have coming up in the next few months that I'm part of developing and creating. And 5.5 years ago, I wanted to show women how to be successful because I've been working with so many men for so long. And I started Empowering You, which really is working with women to show them how to be successful in their business through marketing and effectivity, efficiency, productivity, lead gen, and all of those things. My goal is to get every woman to 7 figures, because 4.2% of women-owned businesses are making 7 figures or more. That's a statistic by the National Association of Women Business Owners. I mean, it's legit, guys. It's out there, and I'm over it. I'm over it. More women need to be making more money because you deserve it, because money's fun. There's nothing wrong with money. And I do corporate training and development as well. And then, as I mentioned to Sabrina, in March 2020, we started Everyday Woman. And one of our most fun projects is we now have Everyday Woman TV. I don't even know if Sabrina knows.
I do. I saw it.
Did you?
I saw
Everyday Woman TV launched in November. We have 35 shows today.
Wow.
And we're growing by 2 to 5 shows a week, meaning different women creating their own shows, because Everyday Woman really is on the platform of, you've got to be known and seen to get more clients. And our women all have their own businesses. And that's what Everyday Woman TV is. So you can check that out. It's on 19 platforms, Amazon, Apple, Roku, smart TVs, it's everywhere. So our goal is to grow that to a household name and to have it everywhere so women can share their expertise. Yeah.
Absolutely. So cool. I didn't realize that there was that many on there.
Yes. So if you go now, there might not all be on there just today because they're still developing their shows. By the end of the March, we'll have 35 live, but we're also adding 2 to 5 new shows a week. And, it takes a little time. It takes about 2 to 4 weeks for them to get on there.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. That is awesome. And that just started in 2020 also.
2021. March 2020, we started Everyday Woman. And then we just started the TV channel in November.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. What does success mean to you?
The first word that comes to me is happiness. And I always share the first thing. I don't think about what I say. Happiness. For me, success is based on being happy. And I would say for each person, it's different. So for me, happiness is, because I have to explain what happiness is because it's success, is a balance of work and life. And this is where people get a little funny. What do you mean? How can I get to 7 figures if I actually have a life? Yes, you can. I've raised 3 children and I travel regularly. I take weekends off, not all the time every weekend, but most weekends. And for me, success means finding happiness and doing what you love and making a difference in the world. And for me, success is just based on all of those things.
That's great. That's great. One of the things that I love to do is give advice, or have my guests give advice. This platform was originally started because of my past with narcissistic abuse. So the foundation of the members are from some sort of abuse. And a lot of times those individuals, are still trying to find themselves. They're still trying to figure themselves out and find their own voice and find their own power, whatever that looks like. And I'd like to kind of ask you, for them and for everyone who's listening right now, what would be some advice that you would give to a female listening who is struggling with becoming their authentic self?
The first thing I would say is that if you've gone through a difficult thing in your life, a trauma or an unpleasant experience, everybody has different levels. And I think that you need to make sure that you're getting the mental health piece first So
Love that.
please get help. Obviously, I believe in therapists. I had a therapist before my divorce and throughout my entire process. And I think that I'm thankful for therapy and I recommend it to a lot of people. So first, let's take care of the mental health and get a professional to help you. The second thing that I would say is it gets better. I've been at the back of the closet in fetal position, crying like I thought my life was over. Never did I ever think to cause that, but it felt like it. So I would highly recommend that you recognize that that's part of the process. And what happened to me was I allowed myself to feel what I needed. I got the support that I needed from friends, family, and therapists. But I also recognized that to get better, I needed to push myself to places that weren't always comfortable. So staying in the back of that closet would have been way more comfortable for me some days than getting up, putting on my dress, fixing my hair, putting on my makeup, and getting the heck out of the house.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to do things that feel forced, but I'm promising you that it gets better. And to be your genuine and authentic self, I'm going to go back to recognizing that it's possible that many of you have experienced situations where you are not permitted to be your genuine, authentic self. And if that is the case, it is time for you to recognize, hopefully you're out of those situations and you're healing, that it's time for you to surround yourself with people that allow you to be yourself no matter what. As long as you're a kind person, and please be kind, you deserve to be who you are. I don't care if it's goofy. I don't care if it's serious. I don't care what it is. But surround yourself and find those groups. And Sabrina mentioned there is no lack of place today for women to support women. And if you're in the wrong group and they're not supporting you, get the heck out.
Yeah.
If it's a local support group in person, if it's a virtual support group. When I got divorced, I started a private support group for divorced women on Facebook. No one could even find it. You had to be personally invited and speak to me before I would even let you in. So there are places for those things. Okay. There are places for that.
Absolutely. And again, that's community, right?
Yes.
Bringing it back to, finding the people that will listen, support, understand, and be there for you. And it's so imperative to find that because, when you're in a place where you're feeling as if you're not being listened to in any situation where you feel like you can't be your true authentic self, it's difficult, so we've said that several times throughout this podcast. It's so important to make sure that you're finding a community. And the community. Can you repeat your Facebook group?
Oh, yeah. So if you go to Facebook and you look up Women Supporting Women Professionals and Entrepreneurs, you can also private message me. I'm happy to just send you the link.
Beautiful.
But the name of the group is Women Supporting Women Professionals and Entrepreneurs, but you'll see the Everyday Woman logo and you'll know that it's by Everyday Woman.
Awesome. And then your website is above your face area. Can they find?
Yes, it's just my full name.
Okay. Can they find everything that you were
Yeah.
talking about there? Okay.
Everything is on there. Yeah. All my companies, direct links to all the websites, contacting me through there. Everything is on the website.
Absolutely beautiful. Well, listen, Galit, I so appreciate you hanging out with me and sharing so many awesome goodies along with the journey that you've been through over the past almost 50 years. You're looking good, girl.
Oh, thank you. Happiness is the best thing for wrinkles.
Yes. I love
Except
how
for the
you're,
smile lines.
I love how
I
you're,
got
I know, I'm getting those too. I was talking to my mom the other day. I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes this online thing, it can really get to you because I'm just staring at my face compared to the other person's face for hours a day, between clients and podcasts and Zoom meetings and conferences, all this stuff. It's like, it kind of gets to you a little bit. So I totally know what you mean, but
Yeah, and I'm going to say you recognize that you're beautiful within yourself and comparing ourselves to somebody, we never know. Sabrina, we never know the story of that person. We've
Yeah.
all heard that Instagram versus reality, right?
Yeah.
How many times have we seen this perfect world on Instagram, and then the next day there's like complete chaos and in the news and all this crazy stuff about that person. So we never know what that other person is going from the outside. I just did a video about this morning for my TikTok. From the outside, I'm a girly girl. I love having my hair done. I've got my lashes, my nails. I love this stuff. This is like love. But I mentioned in my video, it doesn't mean nothing if you don't love yourself inside.
Yeah.
This is all fake if this isn't beautiful. When
Yeah.
this is beautiful, this is accentuated, right?
Yes.
Everything looks better because this is genuine and authentic.
Yes, yes, yes. What a great way to close the show.
Thank you.
Perfect timing on that one. I love it. Well, listen, I am going to go ahead and wrap up. For those of you that are watching live, we so appreciate you being here and supporting us and listening in. For those of you that want to learn more about Galit and all of the awesome things that she is doing in her world, make sure you check out her website right above the her box over there. Galit, any closing thoughts before I close us up here?
Well, it is Women's History Month, and we just had Women's International Day. I think it was just 2 days ago. I would probably say being a woman is an amazing thing. Embrace it, embrace yourself, love yourself, and recognize that you really are going to be the first person that's going to treat you the way you deserve. And do it. Be kind to yourself. Like, we're not kind to ourselves as women. And I just want every woman to recognize how amazing and wonderful and beautiful you are and unique in your own way. And stop comparing yourself to other people, because you are awesome exactly the way you are.
Yeah. Yeah, agree. And when you start comparing yourself to other people, that's when you kind of paralyze yourself, freeze yourself, and stop moving forward. So you just got to get over all of it and just keep hitting those goals. Just keep hitting those goals. All right. Well, thank you so much for Galits, and thank you so much for everyone here listening live. If you're watching us on the replay, make sure you hashtag replay so that we know that you were here listening in and we can share our love. Oh, this has been great. This community is expanding every single day, and it is filled with females who are striving to do better than they did yesterday. For those of you that are new to this podcast and like content like this, make sure you subscribe, like, and share. If you have a story to share, make sure you reach out to me in person or at herversion.life. I am your host, Sabrina Victoria. I am so grateful to be here sharing a platform that allows people to share their truth and inspire others. Do something awesome today.